All right, guys, we're about to start. We're about to start right now. All right, guys. I gotta make this point. I gotta address this point about climate changes. I just want to make the point that climate changes is a natural occurrence, right? I agree with that. It's a natural occurrence. I agree with that. But I also do believe that there are weather manipulations. All right, there are weather manipulations. But the one thing I just want to make clear: don't get confused between weather manipulation and climate change. All right, climate change is a vague term. Climate change is a natural occurrence. What's climate change? It's wind blowing. The Coriolis effect is changing climate. Tundras. That's a climate, right? Climate change and summer when it changed from summer to spring, spring to summer, summer to winter. That's normal climate change, right? What people are conflating is between climate changes and global warming is that there are other events that leads to this too, not just climate changes. It's weather manipulations. All right. There's an island at the coast of Alaska where the Russian is this one island, right? Russia built this one power plant that uses reactor that need an entire power plant. All right. This one big power plant need its own reactor. All right. And what is it does is inject these electro wave into the atmosphere, ionic sphere, and change the weather, weather modification. The Russia is not the only country that have this technology. This technology has been out there for years and years. America had this technology too. HARP. Some people say HARP is a weather manipulation base. All right, in Alaska, and so China had this thing too. So when weather modification happens, people get that confused with what climate change is and global warming. No, what natural occurrences happen on a natural basis. All right, like season changes. That's climate changes, and that's a natural occurrences. El Nino, that's a natural occurrences. All right, but when you have all these random weather, is not due to climate changes. Sure, it changed the climate, but it's not due to climate changes. It's nothing got to do with CO2. It had to do something with weather manipulation. These secret project that government been holding out on us. All right, they don't tell us about this, but they have weather manipulation all the time. What they do is they manipulate the weather to create this false narrative that it's global warming. That's what it is. They change the weather and try to tell you that it's the climate, the CO2 is order out of chaos theory, right? Weather manipulations. That's what it is. I believe in weather manipulation because we have the technology to do that. What I don't consent is that it's climate change is the root of all the existing problem we have right now. What I think the root is all to the existing problem right now is climate manipulation between secret weapons, between secret war weapons. All right, they use these weapons to create mass hysteria about all these stuff, tornadoes, earthquakes. Yes, there are devices out there, secret devices out there that could create earthquakes. All right, people don't know that. They need to look through dossiers and governmental projects to find this out, but people don't read these. People don't seek out for the answers. They like to be taught. They don't think. They just take one voice. That's why I want to advocate that. Don't just take my word for it. In the word of LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, check out for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Just find out the information. All right, do what I do. I look for the information. This is how I come to the conclusion of this because I seek out the information. You don't have to take my word for it. All you gotta do is do your own research, and you'll find the situation. Okay, you do not want to take people's words for it. Just do your own research. But anyway, back to the idea of climate changes. Yes, climate changes are real, but I don't believe it's caused by man. But I do, weather manipulation, do believe it's caused by man. All right? They want to eliminate CO2. CO2 is not the problem. CO2 is a natural occurrence. We breathe out CO2. How are you going to eliminate CO2 if we breathe out CO2? That don't make sense. And if you eliminate CO2, how is the plant going to breathe? Basic science, they teach you at regular school, public school, poor education, all right? They teach you that plant inhale carbon dioxide, expel oxygen. Okay? It's basic science, all right? I'm not a science denier, but I just want to make a point that some science didn't pick the data. Data could be manipulated in science, all right? And when people say science, theory, theory is not science. Theory is what they believe. It's not proven science. You cannot take a theory and prove it. Science is when you take an experiment and have the same result, repeating it and getting the same result. That is science. Like evolution is a theory, is what they believe, but it's not an actual science. There's no way to test out evolution. Okay, they cannot test out one thing and get a result from evolution. All these stuff, right? It's a theory. People are conflating theory with science. Theory is totally different. Theories It's totally different. Theory is a belief, but it's not proven. All right, but you could believe in your theory, but don't take theory as fact. And yet again, science could be manipulated. Data could be manipulated. For example, look at Axel Keys, the guy who came up with the Keys hypothesis. All right, what the Key hypothesis is that he made a correlation that that say fat is the root that like fat, like cow fat, right, pork fat, right. It leads to cardiac heart disease and getting people fat, right? Which is proven false. If anything, fats help you. What leads to inflammation of the artery is sugar and inflammation. That fat have nothing to do with it. The Keys hypothesis is completely disproven because when Axel Keys try to plot his data, he throw out the data that don't fit his narrative and only use the data that fit his narrative. That is an example of science manipulation, data manipulation, right? So just because it's science, that doesn't mean it's tamper-proof. Some science can be tampered. And plus, some of these science back in the days, Kepler, Galileo, and Isaac Newton, these people are proven that they're member of Freemason. All right? They're Masonic. All right? There's a reason why these people have all access to all these education and knowledge. Look, back in the days, not everybody are able to read, all right? Only the aristocrat, the rich people can afford people to read. Back then, if you want to read, it's only to read the Bible. That's what it is. The only purpose to read is to read the Bible, right? And in order to get somebody to teach you how to read, it's very expensive. And back in the medieval days, not everybody are rich. So not everybody know how to read. Only the aristocrat know how to read, all right? So between these aristocrats, Isaac Newton, Galileo, and all these people have money. Darwin have money, all right? And they're well connected. That's what people don't tell you about their history, all right? Galileo, Kepler, right? They're part of the Freemason. They could manipulate data as well, all right? They could manipulate data as well. Da Vinci, he's he's in the club as well, okay? Da Vinci's in the club as well. But you need to look into history and all this stuff. Some history are occultic knowledge. They don't tell you about this. I could only tell you a few fractions, but if you want to know the whole truth, you have to go seek it out for yourself. But for this channel, I'm going to tell snippets here and there. Because if I tell everybody, if I tell everything, I'll tell you snippets here and there in every video, like little trails, like breadcrumbs, tell you where to look into. But if I were to tell you everything, everybody be on my ass, all right? Everybody will be on my ass. This channel will be gone if I release all the information. But within this channel, I'll release snippets in here, and your job is to go look out for it. Don't take my word for it. But lean back to weather manipulation, right? Yes, climate change is real, but I believe it's a natural occurrences. But weather manipulation is man-made because we have the weapon for that. The technology to manipulate weather. That's why we have tornadoes in Alabama that recently killed 23 people, right? We have this polar vortex right now, and it's snowing. It's raining nonstop in California, snowing, right? So that's what I think. All right. Climate change is real, it's natural, it's not man-made, it's not contribute to CO2s. And weather manipulation is man-made because we have the technology for it. We have the technology to create earthquake out of nowhere. All right. And on that note, I want Wish you guys have a good day, and that's what's my thought of this topic. And I'll see you guys in the next video.